Hi everyone, I'm Frank from the City of Games, and today I'm going to be playing the Isle of Cat standard mode with 2 players. If you'd like to see a rules video, please check out the how to play, otherwise let's get started. As you can see, we have got our purple player up here, and I've put an extra purple cat meeple on the player board, just so you guys at home can see which character I'm referring to when I say purple, and likewise we've got our green player down here, and the green player is going to be connected here, so again you know which one I'm referring to. Everything's set up, so we're just going to get started with the first round, and I'm going to add some cats to our fields and see what we've got. We're playing a 2-player game, so of course we are going to get 4 cats on each side, and I'm rooting for purple. Purple is my favourite colour, and that does mean that purple is meant to win. And look at that. Lots and lots of purple cats coming out as well. It's a sign that purple is the way to go. Okay, so first cats are out. Everyone is going to get their 20 fish, and then we're going to go straight into the card drafting. I'm going to do what I can to try and keep the cards face up so you guys have a good visual on what is happening. And we've got our 20 fish up there and our 20 fish down here. I'm using some of the upgraded components that are available, but of course you might have the smaller cat meeples or the cardboard fish tokens. Everything works the same way, they just visually look a little bit different. Let's go and do our card draft. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. Let's just double count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's definitely 7. It is 7. Okay, so we've got our top player and our bottom player. Let's have a look to see what we've got. We've got some baskets, we've got some treasure, we've got an anytime card, and some more baskets. So what are we thinking for the green player? The green player is thinking that there's a couple of cheap red cats, so red could be a good approach. Early on, I just want to try and start getting some stuff. I've got no lesson cards, so I think just taking some baskets is probably going to be a good starting point. And this one is a... Oh, it's difficult. This one's reasonably cheap. This one is a free card, so I might as well take the free one for now, and we will see what happens with that. We'll pass these cards over to our other player. They're going to look at their first 7 as well, and they've got some basket cards. They've also now actually got a lesson card and an anytime. So 7 points, we've got at least 5 fish left. That's a tough one. I'm not a huge fan of it because it does mean not spending something at the end, but 7 points for 5 fish, it's hard to do better than that. I mean, it's costing you 7, so it's 1 point per fish effectively because of the cost of the card. So that could be good, it could be okay, but I'm not overly keen. I think we want to take some sort of treasure because it would be good to have something in that sense. And also, again, I think taking another basket at this point. So let's go with this and let's pass these ones back down to this player, who again will flip them over and have a look. We took a half basket, so another half basket wouldn't be a bad idea with some extra boots, would give us that first player turn order option. So I think that we're going to take that and we're going to go for that lesson card because that feels like the kind of strategy that we want to do. Our green side is looking very, very hungry. Let's have a look at these cards. Okay, so we've got more treasure cards. So what I'm thinking is we did take a treasure card and maybe pushing quite heavily into treasure so we can try and build up the strategy of lots of treasure. Feels like a good option if we can get the right lesson cards. So I think we're going to take both of those and pass these down to this player. This player, obviously, as we've said, has got 2 half baskets. They've got a full basket, and green has also got the lesson card. They're quite keen to try and get some more lesson cards. So maybe we're going to take the draw card, and then we're going to take the full basket as well, just to help us build up, passing the other card across. This player is now going to look, and they're thinking discard 2 treasures to gain a permanent basket. We've got lots and lots of treasure cards, so that could be a really good starting point for us. And let's go for the slightly cheaper basket as well. We're going to take that. We're going to pass this down here. This one's going to flip up, and our players have got their cards. So let's have a look to see what we actually want to keep. So green, what have we got? We've got quite a lot of basket cards, actually. There's a lot of stuff that came out, and it would be good to make sure that we keep some of these so that we've got them for later on as well. I mean, this one's free, so we definitely want to keep that one. We kind of want to go for the lesson card. I think drawing extra cards is going to be interesting as well. So then it comes down to these, and it's kind of it's a tough one. maybe we don't keep the half basket because, yes, we do have a half basket, but maybe we'll get another free half basket later on. We don't want to spend too much. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This would bring us up to 13. So I think we're going to discard this card here. And then we are going to take the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going to spend that. We're going to get 4 fish back. And then we are going to move on. But I think what we're also going to do is we are straight away going to take our purple card and we're going to play it. So we're going to play this now and draw 3 cards just to try and get us some more early game kind of direction. Okay, so we got a bunch of lesson cards. So draw 2 cards. I mean, it's a free card, so we might as well take that card. 9 points for exactly 5 purples, 4 points for 4 or more cats in a family. There's a number of purples out, so I'm actually feeling that maybe these are all good cards to go for. So let's spend another 4 fish, and this is now going to set us really set us up. We'll keep this card for later because we probably don't want to spend too much just yet. I mean, we're already down to 5 fish, but that does give us a good opportunity. We'll keep all of these basket cards down here for now, and we're going to keep these just here for the second until we move on. Let's go over to our purple player and then have a quick look to see what they've got going on. So we've got our discard treasures, we've got a number of treasures, and then we've also got a number of baskets. Let's have a look. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is quite considerable. We are going to try and get this permanent basket. We won't get it this round. It's going to take us an extra round to be able to get it, but it is only going to cost us 4 fish if we combine these 2 cards. That feels like a really good opportunity for us. I think that, again, we're probably going to get rid of the half basket because we want to rescue as much as we can, and that's going to be 4, 6, 8, 9, 12 fish. That's going to give us 8 fish left over, which should be enough to get us at least 2 cats this round. Well, it should get us definitely 2 cats this round, not much more, not much less, but that feels like a good starting point. So let's move on to our read lessons. Okay, so interestingly, our green player has got a lot of lessons coming in. I'm going to try and put them face up over here so you guys can just about see them on the edge of the screen. So 4 points per family of 4 or more, 9 points for 5 purple. So we want to aim for 5 purple and then maybe 2 other families of 4 or maybe something larger than that. And then having 5 fish left at the end is going to give us a good position. Our player over here doesn't have any lesson cards, but they do have the permanent basket that will be coming up. And we'll just keep these cards over to the side. For the time being, we'll put them over here, but we can come back to them. We're now moving to the rescue phase. Our purple player is going to go first. They're simply going to play one of their cards and the other one they'll keep because they've only got enough fish for 2 things. Coming to this player, they're kind of thinking, I've only got 5 fish, so I'm probably not going to spend any of these cards just yet. We're saving up. We've built up a good system for next round. We've spent a lot now, so we can spend less later. The purple player is confused. They're flipping over. They're looking and they say, okay, well, I'm first. I've got 1 boot. You've got none, so that's played out well. I've got 8 fish, so what do I want to take? I've got no particular goal, so I'm really just looking to see what is going to fit nicely on my boat. And I'm looking at that purple cat over there and thinking that it could fit quite nicely down in this corner, and I'm quite happy with that as a starting position. It's going to cost me 5, but we can afford a 5 and a 3, and if we take this purple cat, it feels less likely the other player is going to take this purple cat from us, because why would they take 1 purple when they could take 2 reds? So we're going to put this down here, cover the common treasure, and now we get to take a common treasure, and I think it's hard. I feel like a 3 along here would be quite clever, but then it leaves us with quite an awkward space. But then this cat does fill that space. So maybe we do put this in here because that then allows this cat to come in, helps us fill this space. And I feel like that's quite good. Over to our green player. Now, our green player is wondering, well, I do actually want a purple cat because we want 5 purples, and not taking a purple is going to be painful for us. So despite what the purple players thought, the green player is probably just going to take this purple cat, which unfortunately is not what our purple player wants to see, but it does make a lot of sense for our green player to work towards those 5 purple cats. And of course, because this card came through that extra draw, the purple player doesn't know what it is, and they are furious about this, absolutely furious, because they've planned perfectly for this piece, but is going to play out better for our green player. They're covering their treasure map as well. They're going to take a different approach. They're going to take a corner piece over here, start working down towards the blue so they can start building up that other family, because we do want different families. So let's have our purple coming across, let's have a blue coming down, and then we'll see what comes out in the future rounds. Back to the purple player. They really did want, they really wanted to get that other purple cat, but they're now eyeing up the red cat. This is going to be a free fish cat, and there's no reason to not take it. We're probably going to work down multiple different cats. So let's take this. Let's put this one down here. And again, covers up that treasure map. And that does give us a bit of an opportunity to save some of this, but I don't know how much we want to do that, because at the moment this gives us a lot of option for purple cats, whilst if we start filling this with treasure, which would work nicely, it's probably not going to help us later on. So again, I'm thinking just take a nice big piece and put it here. That's going to help us continue expanding across, and maybe we can build up an orange if we want, have the red come up this way. We'll see what comes from that, but that works quite nicely. That brings us to the end of the rescue phase. Everyone's used all their baskets. Now we're coming into the rare finds phase, and our purple player is going to be going first, and they're going to be playing their cheap card just to take 2 small common treasures, and they're thinking, I'm going to take 2 of the 1x1s. I'm just going to put them onto my boat, because as soon as they're on my boat, I'm going to play this, discard any 2 treasures, and of course you have to discard from your own boat. So I'm straight away going to discard those. They're now gone from the game, but in return, I do get another permanent basket, which is going to be fantastic. Do I want to play any of my other treasure cards right now? It's difficult, because we're already burning through them. We've already taken, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've already taken 25% of all those common treasures, but we do want this purple to come out before we start filling that space. So I think that we're just going to pass, and that's going to bring us on to the end of that first round. We didn't really do much cat rescuing. We did a bit of cat rescuing, not too much, but it's interesting. Our purple player has got a nice treasure strategy, but nothing to gain from that. Our green player has got a really interesting strategy in place. If they can put it off, it's going to require them to get a lot of cats, and they do have a lot of baskets, so we'll see what comes through that. Let's clear out the fields. Let's give everyone their 20 fish, and then we'll put out some new cats as well, and we'll have a quick look to see where we're at. Here come the fish. 20 and 20. So our purple player has got exactly 20 fish at this point. Our green player has got 22 fish, and we're both players are looking for purple cats. Our purple player is also looking for red cats. So any purple, I can see that turn order's perhaps going to play a little bit more interest in this game at the moment if they continue to fight over these purple cats. A rare treasure as well, which could be quite useful for purple. Maybe they're going to go down the rare treasure route. They do have a number of rare treasure cards, and maybe they're going to just take those for those extra points and not gamble and trying to get anything special from it. Okay. Let's go to the card draft. Let's see what's going to come out this round. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Again, just double check that we do have 7 cards, because otherwise it all goes horribly wrong, and we are good. Let's put this one up here. Let's have a look and see what our green players got. So they have got a lot of lesson cards coming out again. They have got a lot of lesson options here. Not many baskets. We do have a half basket, so the half basket could be good. Gain a permanent basket, gain 2 fish for each Oshak. So at the moment we've not got any Oshaks. We're not too worried about permanent baskets. Gain 1 point per lonely cat. We've kind of said that we want 3 big families, so lonely cats probably aren't a great option for us. 1 point per cat, the chosen colour touching the edge of the boat. That's, again, we're not going for a big family. Like, we're going for like 4 or 5. So that's still a few points, but it's not crazy amounts of points. 10 points if you've got no visible rats on your boat. Again, I kind of feel like that could be good, but I don't know how much we want to be forcing ourselves in this direction, and maybe just taking the baskets would be good. Then we're kind of drying up the other player. So I think we're going to take the baskets and pass on these and see what comes back to us, because having all of this baskets, we've now got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 basket cards, which is really, really high, and that's going to keep us going for a considerable amount of time. So let's just put those two over there, and then let's have a look to see what cards have come up for our other player. They've got not many basket cards, but they do have a basket, 2 permanent baskets, and look at this, 7 points if you've got exactly 3 permanent baskets. That is interesting because we do have 2, so I quite like the idea of going down that path and hoping that we do get that, because you can see discard a permanent basket. I thought that was going to get a permanent basket, but still, having another permanent basket come up could be really beneficial for us if that does work out. Pick a card, gain fish, 9 points, you've got exactly 5 green cats on your boat. Again, I think at this point, just trying to get some lesson cards is going to be really, really important for our purple player. So these cards then get passed down to the green player. The green player is saying, I've got a lot of baskets and all you've done is pass me baskets, but I do want that purple cat. So maybe I'm going to start starving you of boots, because that way I'm going to have the opportunity to go first, and I am getting a lot of these cards, but I can discard them if I want to. So our purple player is going to have a look to see what's come over to them. More lesson cards, giving them opportunities. Gain 2 fish per Oshaks. Again, no Oshaks, so they're not too interested. Gain a permanent basket. That is perfect with the 3 permanent basket cards. That has actually worked out really well. I completely forgot that we had passed that over, so that actually is fantastic news. Definitely taking that one. And I think 10 points if you've got no visible rats seems like a good option, because this one doesn't require much, so we're only working towards the 5 green cats. I'm feeling really good. Let's have a look at these. Again, we're not too worried about the Oshaks, so these 2 cards, I think we're just going to take them. We're going to pass the Oshaks over. Let's have a look at these 3 cards. Discard a permanent basket we're probably never going to want to do, because we do want them for our card, so we might as well take the other 2 cards for now. Pass this one down, pass this one up, and the card draft is done. Let's have a look to see what we want to keep, reminding ourselves that we do have 3 baskets, a whole lot of boots, and a half basket. So a half basket would be good if it's cheap. There is a cheap half basket there. Then we've got the boots that we probably don't need, because we've got a lot of boots on our stuff. A half basket with boots, which is expensive. Again, we've got a lot of boots, so I'm kind of feeling that maybe those are going to be all we want. Discard a permanent basket for fish is tempting in that last round, but I don't know if we need that right now. I don't think we need it right now. So then we've got the question of the cards. Pick a colour, 1 point per cat touching the edge. And again, I think this time around, we're actually not going to keep very much. We're going to sacrifice all of these cards. We're going to pay 4 fish, which is really, really crazy low. But we've got so many baskets and so much fish and some lesson cards that this could work well for us. And this is a good time to play our other card for drawing 2 cards. And then we can see if they're going to help. More basket cards coming up. I don't think we need them. I don't think we need them. So we've got the king of the baskets down here. Lots and lots and lots of baskets, lots of speed, lots and lots of fish, which is sounding really interesting. Our purple player is not too worried about the Oshaks card. They are not too worried about getting 1 fish. Or maybe they are. Maybe they are. Because at the moment, we're not really working towards anything big, but we could take that, and then later on that could work out. We've got permanent baskets. We're going to gain a 3rd permanent basket, so we're going to have a lot of baskets each round. So I think we should keep that perhaps. We don't want the half basket, but it is free, so there's no point in not keeping it. So let's have a quick look. We're going to have 7 points if you've got 3 permanent baskets, which is definitely going to be kept. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. We discarded 1. It's going to cost us 2, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 fish. So again, we are spending a lot of our fish, but we have built up a supply of baskets now for the rest of the game, and we're probably not too worried about getting many more. So let's take our 7 points for our permanent baskets. I'm just going to put that one up there. Then 9 points for 5 greens. So we do want to be working towards the greens, and 10 points if you've got no visible rats. So we need to start getting some green cats, and we also want to start covering some rats. Then we've got some anytime cards. I'm just going to put these kind of on the top over here, and we're going to play this one straight away, which is going to get us our third permanent basket, which means that I've not even planned spaces for 3 permanent baskets. There we go. And then we've still got our treasure cards, and we've also got our basket card. This round, we've only got 6 fish, so we're probably not going to play any of our basket cards. And again, our treasure cards. Let's put the fish for this player down here. Then I can put these ones up here. So we kind of still just about have them on the top of the screen. That's going to give us our treasure cards. Okay, so our green player has got 18 fish. Wow. So how many baskets are they going to play? I feel like we want the purple. The purple we definitely want. Other than that, we've got no real direction. So we want something we can get multiples of. We could get multiples of green, multiples of blue, and multiples of orange. Blue actually works really nicely for us from a positional perspective. So maybe that's where we're going to go. But I think that we probably want to play... If we had 3 baskets, that's going to give us 3 5 cats. So maybe we're going to go all out and play a 4 basket. I don't think that we need to spend the 3 boots here because we've got these ones here. And we can also see that our other player has not played any cards. So we might as well spend the slower one here, which means we're only going to spend 5 boots rather than 8 or 11, but we're still guaranteed to be first. So we're going to do that. The characters have played out their cards. We are going to switch the turn order, and green is going up to first place. Now, we're going to rescue a cat. We might as well discard the 2 half baskets just for the sake of having a little bit of extra room here on the camera. And let's have a look to see what we're going to take. The purple cat seems like the logical option to me. It really, really does. And it can fit quite nicely down here. So let's take that purple cat. Let's spend those 3 fish. And we're already thinking, our purple player is thinking, wow, why are we fighting over these purple cats? I took one, I wanted it, and now look what's happening. It's not gone well. So what's our purple player going to do? The red cat is looking interesting. They do want a purple, and they need the greens though. So, I mean, green for over here. So what is a good option? I mean, part of me is thinking if we continue the red across here, and I don't think the red is at risk. Why would the other player take red? Red is over on this side. There's only 1 red cat. So we could assume we're going to get that red to fill in this gap. And then we can take the green cat to try and come down in this direction, fill the dining room, cover those rats, and get to the end. And that should probably be about 5 cats. So I think we're going to start by taking the green cat. However, maybe we're better off taking the longer one first because it's going to help us more, but I think not. Let's take this one. We've only got enough fish though for 2. We are going to struggle. That is only going to give us 1 more cat. So we've got to be careful because we can only afford 1 of these 2 tiles now. Let's stick this one in here. That's going to cover a whole bunch of these rats. Leaves us with 1 space that we can try and put a treasure into later. And it brings us into the square and down towards the green map. Back over to our green player. They are going to discard off another card. And what are they going to take? They don't want purple. So we do want blue over here, and are either of these blue cats going to help us particularly well? They're not ideally kind of positioned for us, but maybe this one is the right one to take for the time being. So let's go with this one. That's going to cost us 5, and it does fit... not nicely, but it kind of fits there. It does cover a treasure map, and I think that whilst we've still got these 1x1s, maybe we should just put that in there. It's not brilliant. It's not an amazing move, but it does help us fill that space. This was a free treasure, so I'm kind of okay with that. Back to our other player. They're thinking, I definitely want to take that red. It's going to save me. There's going to be 3 fish to get that red cat. So they're going to take that. They're going to put it into this space here. And we're kind of now... I don't know, maybe we transition this to orange. Maybe we try and have 1 more red cat here. Purple coming down this way. It's a little bit tricky because we do want to just build up that red family. But for now, that's all we need to worry about. Back to our green player. They've still got 10 fish, 2 baskets. So they're going to discard a basket and they're going to have a look. What do I want to take? I mean, I'm going to get 2 of these and we do really want the blue. The question is, where's the best place for this blue to go? We didn't really plan out any good positions for it. So if we take this blue, we're going to spend a fish. We're going to get 2 change. And then where are we going to put it? We could put this. Oh my goodness. I mean, we could put it here. But that feels awful. It leaves us with space. It leaves us with a space. I'm not a big fan of that decision. We could put it here, but that again leaves us with some awkward spaces. Putting it here, I mean, is this piece going to come out? Is this piece going to come out? None of that is great. But, I mean, it gives us some options. And as much as it's painful to do that, it feels like that's better based on what's left common treasure-wise than having to go for those 1x1s. So we get to take another cat. And I'm also thinking, you see, at this point, that this allows the blue to come up this way, purple to go across, and maybe we can start filling in an orange cat down here. Looking at the options of what have come out, again, there's nothing too spectacular, but we could spend 5, spend this one, and we could take this cat here, and this hopefully could work quite nicely down here. I have overthought this. Oh my goodness, what a no, that we go. There we go. I thought I'd got that wrong for a minute. I was like, I'm sure that fitted. So it does leave us with space, but we can get that back. The blue cat coming out is going to be hard, but we do need to get the blue to 4. So we need a blue to come up here or a blue to go in there. Ow, this blue here, which is, that's asking a lot from this game, but both of our players are done with their baskets or fish, and we are moving on to rare finds. Again, our green player has got none to play. Back to purple, they've got 2 cards, and they're thinking these are running out quite quickly, so maybe I do want to take some. The rare treasure would be good as well. It is going to give us some points, but right now, until I can get that purple out and find out this red, I want to use those to fix the holes. So I think we're going to gamble it. We're going to move on to the 3rd round. We're going to get rid of the cats that we did not manage to rescue. We are going to put out some more fish for everyone, another 20 fish, and we are moving to the midway point of the game. Let's see what comes out. Each of our players, I mean, they already are looking for some very, very specific things. We are looking for some reds, some greens, some purples up here, some blues, oranges, and purples down here. So whatever comes out, someone's going to be happy. Someone's going to be sad, but we all know if it's purple, there is going to be more fighting to be had. And we also know that our green player has got lots of basket cards, which means they're more likely to be first because our purple player has got lots of permanent baskets, which means that they're not going for speed. The green cats are coming out and the purple's eyes are opening, looking at all of these green cats. Oh my goodness, it is green galore. 1 purple, but my goodness, green is the color to want this round. This has gone really, really well for our purple player. Not so great for our green player, but we'll see what the cards give us. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Wow. 1, 2, 3. I nearly sounded like Wario then, didn't I? I shouldn't talk, I should be counting. Is that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's put this up here. We are starting to run out of space to be able to have all these cards out without destroying our boat. So we've got to be a bit more careful. Gain 1 fish per lesson card. Okay, so that is already +1 fish for us. Small treasures could be useful because we've got a lot of gaps. We do need the baskets, but I think that we've got a lot of gaps, so that treasure is going to be a really important card for us because we know that these are running out. We want to fix the mess that we've made over here, and then a basket. Let's take a cheaper basket because again we've already got quite a lot of boots going on over here, so I think that these are going to be the 2 cards that we take this time around, and we know that some of these baskets are going to come back. They're not going to be great for the purple player when they come over to them. So let's have a look at our purple players cards, and the purple players cards are a basket, a half basket and boots, and Oshaks, which could be really, really helpful. Discard 2 treasures to gain a permanent basket. We actually already have the 3 we want, so that would have been a 4th one for us to take. Place your next cat anywhere we're okay with. Gain a fish for each unique coloured cat on your boat. That is a plus gain of fish for us because we've already got 3 colours, and this is only going to cost us 2, but I don't know, maybe that's a good option. Maybe that's a good option because right now we don't want this or this, and we've got baskets. So the Oshaks means we're guaranteed to get 4 cats this round with our 3 baskets, which kind of means that we don't want to spend too much fish, because otherwise we're not going to have the opportunity. So to be able to get more fish is actually going to help us quite considerably. Back over to our other player, and what are we thinking? We don't want to discard treasures. We actually need our treasures quite desperately. We could have place your next thing anywhere, and that would allow us to come over here, but we're trying to build up 3 families, and I'm not sure that those 3 families, like having a 4 family over here, I think is asking too much at this stage. But then there's a lot of green, and we could just jump over to green. So maybe place your next cat anywhere, and jumping over to green and coming around this way could be really, really helpful for us. We've got 2 baskets, we've taken a basket, so maybe just grabbing that free half basket is going to be the right option. And then maybe we do a switch, or we can bring in the red down here as well and really go crazy, because then we can be competing for red as well as purple and really start to shake things up. Our purple player is looking at a handful of baskets and more fish, which is interesting. So we've got 3 lessons. So this is a +1 fish card. And then we could just take 1 more basket. Or do we take the half basket? We do have a half basket already. So taking the half basket, passing these cards over, this player's got so much speed, they don't really care about taking more speed. This card's going to get passed over. This player's going to be looking at these thinking, well, we don't need another permanent basket. We've got the 3 we need. So I'm going to take these 2, pass these down here. This one's going to get flipped over. So down to our green player. They've got a basket and a basket and 3 boots and 3 boots, which is already fantastic. They definitely want to take the treasures. They do not want to take a permanent basket. They're going all cards in. They might as well keep the 2 half baskets, because this is a free basket for them. And then they've got the decision of these ones. Do we want to take this? And I think we do. I think we do want to take this and go for red, because then it gives us those options. I mean, sure, we're probably not going to get 4 families of 4 or more, but it is a good opportunity. It gives us a path to try and do something different, because this is becoming a really complicated mess, and I don't know if we're going to be able to solve it. So I do want to take that. We've got 4 baskets, so maybe 1 more basket is good. Again, we've got the boots, so let's take the cheaper of the baskets, discard the more expensive. So we're only going to be keeping 1, 2, 3, 4 fish worth of cards, because we've got 2 cards that are free, and this is going to give us some really, really interesting decisions to make as we move into this round. Okay, I'm going to put these ones down here because I believe they're just about still on the camera. Coming back to our purple player. These cards are plus fish, so we're definitely keeping those. We also think that the Oshaks is a really good move. Up here, we can see that we currently have a half basket and a full basket, so we really don't need too much basket-wise, because we are gaining 3 baskets anyway. So that half basket that's free, we are taking, because that's now bringing us up to 5 baskets, which means we kind of don't mind too much about the other baskets, but the speed could be useful for us, because we do want to make sure that we're getting the opportunity to take the ones we want. So we're going to keep the half basket for free. We're then going to keep all of these, which is going to be 5, 7, 9, 10 fish. And then we're going to hopefully gain back some of those fish in a moment that will help us afford to keep going. So let's just put these ones over here, and we will move this one back out. So for the time being, we've only got 10 fish. So again, we probably don't want to play any basket cards, because we do want to make sure that we can use all 3 of these. But then we do have these. It's going to give us an extra 3 fish, and then an extra 3 fish. That's going to give us 6, which puts us on to 16. So maybe 1 more basket would be a good option for us. And if we've got 1 more basket with a boot on it, then that's possibly going to be the way we want to go. So let's discard these straight away. That's going to give us our extra 6 fish. That's going to put us on to 16 and save me from forgetting to do that. That's going to give us 5 boots. But the green player, of course, would get to do their ones first. So the green player doesn't know that just yet. They've got 1 basket. They have got 18 fish. So they probably want to be taking 4 cats again, which means they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 baskets to be played. They know that green isn't doing too much in regards to speed, so they're probably not going to play the speed card. They don't need it. We've got 4 here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 baskets, which is going to allow us to take at least 4 cats, so that seems like it's going to work well for us. The purple player is going to come in. They're going to choose their cards. They get revealed, and the purple player is actually going to be the fastest with 5 boots over the 4 boots, which means purple is going to go first. Now, that is actually really surprising because you wouldn't expect it to come through. The problem is when someone's doing a big permanent basket strategy, you don't expect them to get the speed. But that just slipped by. And sure, the green player could have played this other card as well, but they're already playing for speed, and it didn't feel like that was going to be too much of an issue because even a tie, they would have kept first. But that's come through. That has been a surprise. And of course, that is going to mean that purple now are coming in and they're going to use their basket. They're going to discard the speed card and they're going to get to take the cat they want. And they're thinking the purple cat. They want that purple cat. They really, really want that purple cat. And they know that it's a fight between them and the other player. So they're going to take the purple cat. The green player is going into shock and disbelief because they really needed that. They wanted to be first for it. So we're going to come back over to our green player. They are then going to discard 2 baskets. And what are they going to do? What's going to work? I mean, the orange cat doesn't work too well. Green cats are completely irrelevant. The blue cat does not fit, which means we talked about taking the red, but what I have done here, the stupid mistake I've made is I've said, let's play 4 baskets, but there's no cats that we need. We don't actually need any of these. So I think rather than taking red, we're going to have to switch to green. Even though it's less ideal, we're going to switch to green just because we need to take 4 cats. And we know the other player's going to be taking 4 cats, which means all the cats are going to go. And yeah, that's not great. So we will place your next cat or treasure anywhere, and then we are going to spend 3 fish, and that's going to then let us take one of these 3 green cats. And I don't know, I think we're going to take this one, and this one's going to come in here, and this single-handedly has blown away the purple's mind because they thought those green cats were theirs. They did not see this coming in, and now this is causing a uproar in strategies. We're going to take this common treasure, put it down here. The fight is on. They both want purple. They both want green. They both want just to win the game, I guess. That makes sense, wouldn't it? Otherwise, they wouldn't be playing. So back to purple, but you do play games for fun and not just to win, folks. Purple is thinking, now, this is chaos. So what do I want? I feel like the red cat's going to be safe. I don't want the blue cat, so I should take some of these green cats, try and get those cheaper options. And I think that the obvious one is going to be this one. So let's flip this over. Let's spend 3 of our fish. Let's get our 2 change. And now we're really, really hoping that this is going to play out for us. Moving this back over, that's really, really nicely filled in that space. Back to our green player. Again, that blue cat just does not work for us. We really... If we could get it into any of these spaces, we would, but we really can't, which means that we might want to take the orange, but we might as well take the other cheap green cat at this point. There would be no reason not to take it because we do want these cats, so let's spend it. Let's do it. Let's spend 3. Let's get 2 change. And the only challenge is with this cat is actually where we're going to put it, because I hadn't really thought about that too much, and I think that whilst this would make sense, this feels too blocky for this side of things, especially as we need those purples to be 5. So we do want to come over in this direction, but again, that's going to be okay. That's going to fill quite a lot of this room. We're only wasting 1 square. It gives us the ability to continue filling, so I think that that's going to be okay. Back to our purple player, and now they're realizing that they've only got 8 fish left. They've only got 8 fish left, and that means they're not in a good place because they've got to take a 5. So they have to take the 3. If they want to use all of their baskets, they're going to have to take the blue cat. And do they want the blue cat? I mean, what's going to be more value for them? The red cat is going to fit perfectly over here, but we know it's not competed. The green cat is going to be ideal for sitting in here, and we know that that's probably going to get taken. The orange cat has no value as well. So then the blue cat, it's, oh my goodness, but we don't think the other player is going to take the blue cat because the blue cat doesn't help them either. So for us right now, it makes sense to take the gamble. Let's spend 5. Let's take the green. Let's place the green in the beautiful space that is here. And then we're just going to hope that our other player is not going to take that blue cat, because why would they? Back to the green player. They're going to spend their next basket. They don't know. They really don't know. They're thinking that the only logical cat here really is the orange cat. The red cat does nothing unless we try and switch over to red as well. We're trying to get families of 4 or more. We've only got 2 more rounds after this. There's no way we're going to get 2 greens, 2 purples, 2 blues, 3 oranges, and 4 reds. It just makes no sense. So maybe we do just take the orange. Maybe we spend 5, take the orange, and then... oh my goodness though, where does it go? Because putting it here doesn't cover the treasure map. Putting it here is not brilliant either, because it's leaving us with this space, and it's locking us off. This is not going well. And I think that we put it in there and we just take that 1 by 1, fill up that room. It's going to help us move across. It's not efficient again, but it's okay. Back to our purple player, and they're thinking, do I take this? If I take this, I can cover this space, get a treasure, and it's not going to be the end of the world. We do want to cover rats. This is going to help us cover a whole bunch of rats. We're not aiming for too much. I mean, if we get 1 more purple, 1 more red, these are both going to score. We do need 2 more greens, so having a couple more blues isn't going to be the end of the world. It does get us a free common treasure as well, and we do have the Oshaks that would help us get a cat in that last round of any color, so that's going to help too. So I think that it is worth us spending those 3. We're going to flip over our permanent basket. We're going to take that blue and we're going to put it down here. And that's going to give us an opportunity for a common treasure. And you know what? As much as it's going to hurt me, as much as it's going to pain me, as much as it's going to make the game interesting, we're taking that last 1 by 1 and we're putting it here. We could have taken another tile and put it there instead, but just taking that just starts to restrict other players. We know that this is a complicated mess for the other player, and now it's coming back to green, and green's thinking, I've got the fish, but do I want that red cat, or should I just save the fish for later? We're not wasting anything, though. We are wasting stuff, but it's kind of like, it's more of a waste to buy something we don't want. So I think that the green player is going to pass. The purple player is done. We are coming to the end of the rescuing cats and we're moving on to rare finds. So now our purple player is going to get to choose, what do they want to do? Do they want to play a treasure? Do they want to play an Oshaks? We have got a bunch of rare treasures out now, which could work really, really nicely. This one here could work quite well up here. We could start filling up some of this space or this space, but I do think that we're trying to get another purple, another red, 2 more greens and some blues, which means that we don't want to push them, and that Oshaks we do need to save for later. Our purple player, on the other hand, is thinking, well, maybe I'm just going to assume that this is never going to come out. Maybe this is like the time I assume that we're not going to get what we need. But it feels risky because we've still got so much more time, and there's 2 perfect tiles here that could come out, even more than that. So, oh my goodness, like, yeah, there's so much opportunity here, so much opportunity. The little 4 zigzag piece, the square piece with the dot on the end, the longer line with the L shape. There are so many opportunities. We're going to gamble. We're going to keep going. We're going to move on to the next day. We're on the second to last round. We're going to give some fish. And honestly, I am not quite sure yet who is in the lead. We know that our green player does want to keep 5 fish at the end of the game. We know that they want to get 3 more purple cats, which is proving incredibly difficult for them. They are really going to struggle to get those purple cats. They're just not coming out. We also know our purple player wants 2 more greens that feels more likely, although they are in competition. They're also trying to cover their rats. They're also trying to make sure they've got 3 permanent baskets, which they have achieved. So I kind of feel like at the moment, the purple player is possibly slightly in the lead, but it is going to come down to whether or not they manage to fill those rooms. They've got a lot of mess to kind of fix over here. This room, this room, this room, and this room all need to be kind of sorted whilst these rats are get covered. The common treasure options are already restricting, and we know there's the ability to take 6 more common treasures in play already, although of course they don't know that. Okay. Let's see what cats are going to come out before we move on. I think the Oshax, or the purple player, is going to play in their favour, but everyone really wants these purple cats. Purple cats are going to be the lifeline. There is a blue cat that fits perfectly in this space. The green player is over the moon. Our other player, the purple player, is looking at that purple cat as well. Let's just discard that one. I apologise. Another red cat, another blue cat that doesn't quite make the mix, and another purple. Okay, this is interesting because that first blue cat is perfect for this player and everybody knows it. Everyone can see that that is the perfect tile and a miracle does not happen twice. But equally, those purple cats are so valuable. How much do we want to gamble that we're not going to get? Oh my goodness, that is really, really tough. I do not know yet what's going to happen or who's going to go for what. This is going to be a really, really interesting round. And of course, our green player has got considerably more fish than our purple player does. But they've got very few cards. Our purple player's got so many cards, so many options, so much more chance to get fish as well. So let's have a look. We've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 cards. Let's just double check that one last time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's double check this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are our second to last set of cards, I suppose. And there's a lot of lessons and very few baskets. This is gonna be an interesting option. 2 points per visible rat, 10 points for exactly 15, 7 points if you're first, and 9 points if you've got exactly 5 blue cats. This, oh my goodness. Okay, well, first is something we could definitely work towards because of the permanent basket situation. That is something we could work towards. 5 blue cats is unlikely because of the fact we've got 2. Getting 3 more in there feels hard to do. 10 points for exactly 15 cats would be intriguing because currently, how many have we got? We've covered everything. We've got 1, 2 over there. We've got 1, 2 over here. So that's going to be 4. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8. So 7 more cats. That's going to be a big, big ask. 7 more cats is a big ask, but we could take the random tile from the bag and put it on our boat. Hope it's purple. Hope it's the perfect blue. As long as it's not red, it's going to work well for us, and that is quite tempting. 2 points per visible rat, I'm not so worried about. So you know what? I think we're going for the gamble. I think the 7 points of your first, those are 2 good options for us because as long as it's not a red cat, it's possibly going to work out really, really well. That could be a good gamble. And for 3 fish, why not take the risk? Oh my goodness, this is lessons and treasures and Oshax galore. So we have got 2 treasure cards. We have got an Oshax card. We've got more fish for unique colors, which is now 4 fish for our player over here if they were to take them. And we've got 12 points for no empty spaces. Score your 3rd largest family twice. 1 point per 2 cats touching the edge and the Oshax. And again, I feel like that Oshax is exactly what we want. That pretty much guarantees us with the other Oshax. We are going to be able to build up those families. Scoring your 3rd largest family twice is going to be 8 points for us. We're definitely going to have at least 3 families. So I feel like the Oshax card and score your 3rd largest family twice is going to be the right options. I don't know about filling the edge of the boat. It feels unlikely that we're going to manage that at this point. So let's just take those over to this player. They're looking and they're thinking, well, treasures. We could now just wrap up all of these treasures and take them. We could take the fish and we would gain 1, 2, 3, 4 fish, which could be quite useful because we do need 5 fish at the end. 1 point per 2 cats touching the edge. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 already. So that's working out 3 or 4 points. Fitting the edge of your boat, I don't know if we can achieve that. It's only 2 more rounds and there's a lot of edge to fill. I think that with the fact that we're so restricted on needing specific cats as well, this feels like it's going to be too hard to achieve at this point. The extra fish I think is useful. The rare treasure option could be useful. So I think those are the 2 we're going to take. We're going to pass these over. Let's have a look at our purple player. So what are they looking at? 10 points, we've got exactly 15 cats. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So again, we're going to need 7, but we've got 2 Oshax, which means we only need 5 cats. We do have the permanent baskets, which means we've already got that. So we don't need to play any basket cards and we can guarantee that we get those 15. That might be too restrictive though. We've got 2 greens we need. So what do we need? We need a red and a purple. That's 2 cats. 2 blues. That's 4 cats. 2 greens. That's 6 cats. And we've said we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 7. That leaves us with the option of 1 other cat. So maybe 10 points for 15 cats is the right way to go. Again, we're covering rats. We do not have the 5 blues. 2 points, 2 fish per Oshax is going to help us as well. So these are going to come back down to our other player, and I am going to quickly look around the table to work out where did I put the other deck of cards. Was it these 3 here? It was these 3 here. I do apologize. So those are going over there. Then we're going to be looking at these 12 points per empty space. And we've got the treasure card, which we are going to take. We're going to do 1 point per 2 cats touching the edge, possibly. We're not going to fill the edge because these ones are going to come over here. We're going to look at these ones, 9 points of 5 blue. We can't do visible rats might play out and the basket. So we'll pass that one over. This one's coming over as well. Sorry, I know I switched the order there. I kind of lost the card slightly, but we recovered. There was not too much of a disaster. So let's have a quick look at what we want to do. I think one thing that I'm very aware of with our green player is we don't have any baskets. We've got a half basket and we've got to take it because we are going to need more baskets. We're only going to have 2 baskets this round. We've really fallen behind. 2 points per visible rat. I don't know. I mean, we could leave these rats, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which would be plus 7 points after you've taken off the negatives. So that could be 7 points. I think first in turn order feels good. We definitely don't want to go for the empty spaces. Gaining 1 fish for each unique colored cat is a gain in fish. Taking 1 randomly from the bag is also going to be helpful. So I do think that we probably do want to take all of these. That's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so whilst we are low on the baskets, we do have the free cat randomness, which hopefully is going to help out a little bit with that. So 7 points if we're first. So we've got some really interesting decisions now. So we want 5 fish left at the end. We also want to have first in turn order at the end, which means we do want to save up some boots. So this is where it's challenging now, because do we want to use those free boots in this round and realize that we're possibly not going to end up with the ability to do much with them? I think what we will do is we'll use the take 1 tile from the bag at random now and place it onto our boat, so then we can look to see whether or not what color we get or where it's going to come out. So we're really hoping for a blue that fits into this space. That would be the dream. Otherwise, a nice purple over here, or a green over here, an orange, not the end of the world. We don't want to cover these rats now, so a nice orange for this corner could also work in our favor, as long as it's not red. And we've got a purple. Interesting. This is not too bad at all. I think that this is probably going to fit. Is it though? Is it going to fit nicely here? I was thinking it probably fits nicely here, but I feel like that just separates us off too much, which means I want to rotate it. It could come over here, but if I put it over here, we're pretty much agreeing we're not going to get our 4 blues, and I'm not prepared to do that yet. So I am going to put that there. That gives us 3 purples, which is perfect because we do only need 5 purples. That actually was the perfect for us, because if we get 1 more purple this round, that's possibly really going to be what pushes us over that line. We're definitely not going to take red. We've got 4 colors, so let's take this now just to try and clear up a little bit of space, and that is then going to give us 4 more fish that puts us up to 19. So our main issue at this point is we just don't really have enough baskets to be able to get what we need. Let's come back over to the purple player. They're going to make some decisions about what they're going to score. Let's just grab those cards, put that one back up there. So they're definitely going to take the Oshax. They're not going to have 5 blue cats, so that's definitely gone. 1 point per cat touching the edge. At the moment, we've got 4 cats. That's not really going to score us very much. Treasure could be good. 2 fish per Oshax could really help us if we play the Oshax this round. Now, that's tricky because we don't really want to play them this round because we want to see what our options are next round. So actually, whilst this would be good, I think because we need an exact set of cats, we don't want to play the Oshax until the end because we're aiming for 15 cats. So whilst that would have been 4 fish or plus 2 fish, I don't think it works. It's 4 third family and 10 for 15 cats. I definitely think that we are going to be working towards. So let's just put these over here. I just move these slightly, we should hopefully be able to just about see them in the top of the camera there. Okay, so what are we paying for all of this? I did forget to check the counts. So we've got 2, we've got 4, we've got 9, we've got 10. So that's going to put us up here, that's going to put us up here. We're going to spend 10 fish. And now our purple player's also in that situation where they don't have the fish. They've got the baskets, but they don't have the fish. This player's got the fish, but they don't have the baskets. Okay, so moving on, we now have to decide what cards we're playing. There is no point in playing the extra 2 baskets now. We don't have the fish to do it. So I am looking at this. We gain 1 fish for each cat of the chosen color on your boat. If we can get another green, maybe that would help us just push that up a little bit. But I don't think there's any benefit in us playing those baskets now because we don't have the fish. Over here is an interesting question though for our green player because they do want to play that extra basket. They need to get some more cats, but that is going to take their speed, which means that turn order next round is going to become a bit more challenging. They are going to go to the first player for this round though, so we will see what comes up from there. So let's remind ourselves of our plan. We get points for 4 more, so we do need 2 more blues. We do need, ideally, 2 oranges or 2 greens, and we need 2 purples to get our 5 purples. If we can achieve that and not cover these rats while filling these rooms, then we'll be in a good place. Absolutely straightforward. So the perfect piece is obviously this blue, but we know our other player's probably not going to go for that. So what other piece do we want? We could take the cheap green, but the purple feels so important because we do need that 5 purple, and that's going to be the thing that makes or breaks us in this game. So I think that we do have to take that because whilst the blue is perfect, the purple is even more perfect in making sure that we actually get our goals in this game. So let's spend those 3. Let's come back over to our purple player, and what's our purple player thinking? They want the greens. They're in that same situation. They really want to get that green over there, and I think that this green could work quite nicely. It could help a reasonable amount. The question is, do we want to do it like this so we definitely can guarantee hitting that common treasure or the treasure map, or do we want to do it like this, which is a bit more efficient but less likely to hit that? And I think we do want to go across, remembering that this player does want to cover all of these rats, which is going to be fiddly, but they've got a lot of treasure, and I think that treasure is going to come into play this round. So they've taken their cat. They have not yet paid for the cat, I do not believe, so we'll pay our 2 fish for that cat. We'll flip over our basket back to the green players. Got 1 more basket, plenty of fish, so now is the time to take that blue. We are saving up our fish though. Next round, we really want a high basket round. That's going to play really in our favor. This is good though. This does give us the opportunity to fill this room. It does give us the opportunity to finish off or to make this a family, at least so it scores. So I'm feeling okay for that. It's not perfect, but it's okay. Purple is back, and purple's thinking, okay, so I've got 7 fish, 2 baskets. I could get 4 more fish if I want to, so I can take 2 more cats. The question is, which cats do I want to take? Taking the purple seems logical because that then does build up this family. Taking a red does seem logical because then it does build up that family. So I think a red and a purple would be great. If we can fill this room, that would be ideal. If we can try and cover off these 3 rats, that would really help in our favor as well. And then we can take some common treasures to help fill stuff up. So what's going to be the right option? We can't leave a 1x1 gap though, because there are no 1x1s in here. So in theory, I think the logical thing to do is probably to put this one in like this. That leaves us with a 2x1 gap. There are plenty of those to do. That's going to cost us 5 fish. It completes off that red family, or at least it forms the red family. We're then going to play this, which is going to give us our 4 fish, which is then going to allow us to spend an extra fish with the 4 that we've just got, which is 5, to take another cat. And at that point, I think we're going to take this one. We're going to flip this over. We're going to put that down there just to form up this family and to start off that, cover that rat off as well. That is all of our basket cards done. So now we're going into rare finds. And this is where it gets tricky because these are starting to run out. So our green player is thinking, What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I really, really want to make sure we fill all of these rooms. We need a purple cat, so we kind of want to leave one of these spaces for a purple cat. This feels like a good space to leave, but it might leave us with a 1x1. This is a bigger space, but equally, who knows? Over here, we really want that blue cat. We really want it. We're not going to gamble just yet for filling that space. So where are we going to go? We are going to play a card and we are going to look to take some stuff. But what are we going to take? We're going to just play this card. We're going to spend one fish, and that's going to allow us to take 2 longs, and we're going to put those 2 longs up here. That's just going to finish off that room, cover up that rat, and it feels like that's a really smart move for us. This room's done. This room's done. This one, we're going to wait till next round, and we're going to hope. As long as we've got some of these, we are good to go. So back to our purple player. They're also thinking treasures, treasures, treasures. What do I want to do? I kind of want to make sure that we fill this. So I definitely want to spend this, and I'm going to take 2 of these. I'm not going to spend the extra fish. We are short on a fish. So that is going to fill up that space over here. And then we're going to look and we're going to say, where else do we want to go? Where else do we want to go? We've got to cover all of the rats on our boat. So whilst filling this room is important, equally it feels like just putting this over these 2 rats could be good, or just putting it over here to cover this rat would be good. This has got more opportunities for other things to cover it, so I feel like those 2 tiles are going to work nicely for us. Back to the other player. They've got to gamble. They're going to wait. They are not going to play the card. They're going to pass, but they do want to definitely fill these squares and these squares. In an ideal world, we're going to get a purple cat to make that a 5, an orange cat to make this a 3, a green cat to make this a 3, and a blue cat to fill that space. This is definitely not going to work out, but we'll see what happens. We will see. Our purple player's back, and they're thinking, I could use those Oshaks, but do I want to save them? Do I want to play them now? We've got our 3 greens. We've got our 3 purples. We've got 4 greens. So if we get 1 more green and 2 blues, then we are in a good place. If we keep 2 Oshaks, that's going to give us the opportunity to guarantee as long as we get a blue or a green. So it makes sense to keep them. The treasures we're going to keep, they may run out, but I feel like that's the right option. So we're going to move into that final round. We're going to see what comes up. We are going to put these away, and oh my goodness, I just don't know. I really am not sure who's going to win this. I feel like purple's in the lead at the moment, but so green's just got too much to do and possibly not enough to do it with. But just look at the fish they've got. Look at the fish they've got. And what they're thinking is they're just going to take one of these and put it over on this lesson card just to make sure that they've got it. That guarantees them they get those points. We are really desperate to make sure we're first at the end. We really want to get a purple cat. We really want to get a blue cat. And then 2 greens or 2 oranges would be ideal. Not covering these rats. Maybe trying to fill this room at the end as well could be quite useful with some treasure, and maybe that's going to be possible. Back over onto our purple player. And we've got to be careful about the number of cats that we take, because we're aiming for exactly 15 cats. So currently we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's going to be 2. So we can only really take 2 more cats. So actually for us, cats are not a big deal right now. Treasures are probably going to be more of a big deal, but we'll see what comes through as we see what cats come out. We are desperate for a purple cat for the green player and a green cat for our purple player. And of course, the ultimate blue cat for our green player. And we'll see what comes out. That is not the blue cat they wanted. That is a perfect purple cat. The smile has lifted on their faces. Let's see what else. That's also an okay purple. Another rare treasure is giving some good options for filling this space over here. If we can get to it. Oh my goodness. I mean, that's the perfect cat for filling that space if the blue doesn't come out. So that could also work. We've got 2 oranges. That does help with the 2 oranges over here and 2 reds as well. Interesting. Those reds work really, really well, I think, for our purple player. The purple cats, there are so many purple cats that has just solved green's problem. So green is thinking, blue is done. I can't do the blue. I can't get the 4 blue, but I can get the purple. However, maybe putting the purple up here and filling this space is good. Although, I mean, we kind of have to fill them both anyway, but maybe we'll get an orange that we can use to fill this and this. If we can get 2 oranges and a purple, and well, we really want the green as well, and there are no greens. So it's going to be interesting. We will see what comes up in this final card draft. Our green player is desperate for an Oshax. If they get an Oshax, then maybe they can turn this all around. If they can get some extra baskets as well, then they're going to be in a really good place. Let's just double check. We've got 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's double check over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are now going to try and not lose the cards as we go across. Okay, so we've got a handful of baskets. Okay, interesting. 12 points if both captain's rooms are filled. And this is fillable. I think it's fillable. I think that we could do 1, 2, 3, and 4 and get the purple cat and get the orange cat. And that feels like that's a must at that point. So what have we got here? We've got treasures that would really help achieve that too, but we also need the baskets. Look how much fish we've got. And we also have to guarantee that we're first at the end. So I think we're going to take one of the free boot 1 basket cards because we know the other player's not got much fish. We also know that they've also got 3 permanent baskets. So if we can get enough boots, we should be in a good place. Let's have a look to see what comes up with here. Another Oshax card. That is interesting. Okay. Treasures are going to be useful. Oshax, pick a colour, gain 1 fish for each cat of the chosen colour. We could get 5 fish off that from green. 1 point per lesson card could be good because we're going to have 6 lesson cards if we take that. So I think that's going to work well. And it's interesting with the Oshax because we've got enough baskets to get the cats we need. So if we take the other Oshax, sure, it guarantees us the cat we need, but is it going to help us? And I think that we've got the blue cat. So we need 1 green, 2 blues. And as long as we get that blue, and I don't see this player taking it because it doesn't fit, and we know that they've got purple there, that should work for us. So I don't think the Oshax is helpful. I think instead, maybe the treasures, maybe taking the rare treasures is going to help us fill up some space. So this is going to come back to this player. They're looking, and they are over the moon of what's returned to them. That Oshax could be what saves them. That could save them. And then the question comes, like, oh my goodness, where are they going to go? I mean, we've got 25, 27 fish, so I don't think the extra fish. The treasures could be helpful, but there are so few of them. The extra baskets, though, the extra basket could work really, really nicely. This is going to start getting really, really tense. Over to our other player. Again, they don't need the baskets. Maybe taking the boots to guarantee that we have the opportunity. Maybe taking the treasures. I think that we take the boots. Then we've got a chance to be that first player. This comes back over here. They're looking and they're thinking, again, they really want to be first. They've got so much opportunity with fish that their biggest restriction is baskets. We've said that all along. And if we go basket, that is a huge amount of basket opportunities there. This is coming over. Again, they're thinking boots. I could take the boots. I could gain more fish, but we don't need the fish. So the boots and the treasure, this is coming back down to this player. This is coming up to here, and this is going to be interesting. Let's have a look to see what we've got. So we've got 1 basket. We've got a half basket. Are there any half baskets here? There are no half baskets. We've got the opportunity to take 4 baskets here, which would give us 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 boots, which would be a considerable amount of boots. The Oshax definitely has to come out. We could gain more fish as well, and this. So I think that we want all of these cards, but what's that going to cost us? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That would only leave us with 6, 7, 8. When we play this card, we could gain 5. That would put us up to 13, but that's just not going to be enough. We just, at that point, maybe not taking all of these baskets is going to be the right approach, because we're just not going to afford them. So which ones do we not want to take? Maybe we just don't take this one. If we get rid of this one, that's going to cost us 2, 4, 7, 10, 12, 17, which is going to give us an extra 3 fish. That's going to be 8, 9, 10, 15 fish. And 15 fish across 4 baskets is it's probably going to be okay because you've got 3, 3, 6, 11, 16. So if we get an extra purple, then that possibly is going to work out for us. So I think we can afford to do that. So that's going to cost us 2, 4, 7, 10, 12, 17 fish. That is a huge amount of fish to spend in that last round. We do have those 5 if we really need it, but we also do want to keep them. So we're just going to add all of our baskets over here. We're going to add our lesson card over here. Now we really need to fill those. We've got our Oshaks for the end. We've got the treasure for the end. We've got the fish gaining. So I'm feeling like we've got a good situation down here for our green player. Let's just save that because no one wants to have wonky boats for the whole game. And now we're coming back. And we're thinking, we've already got a few treasure cards. We've already got some Oshaks cards. And look how many treasure cards we gained here. This is too many. I think this is too many, but it could really help us fill up all of those rooms. So what's that? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fish. The thing is we only need to rescue 2 cats, we said, because we've got the Oshaks. So if we spend 11, that leaves us with the fish. So we might as well buy everything. Let's put this one up here. And then we're going to say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fish. So if we spend those 11, it leaves us with 10. That's going to give us 2 cats. The Oshaks is 2 cats. That's 4 cats. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 cats for exactly 15 cats on your boat. So I think that that's a good place. We have got far too much treasure. We've also gained a bunch of boots. So we're going to reveal our cards. We're going to put them all out just to scare off the other player if I can reach them. There we go. Try not to destroy the boat as we reach across. Let's just solve that really quickly. And of course, we're going to play these ones out too. We've played 8 boots, and I think that the green player is not prepared for them to be playing 8 boots in the last round with that permanent basket. So what are we going to play? We're going to play 3, 6, 7, 8 boots as well. It's a tie. Oh my goodness. And tie means the order stays the same. The green player has only just managed to hang on to that first turn. That is absolutely shocking. I was not expecting that to come through. Okay, so we're going to play that off. That has worked so well in green's favour. Purple now is desperately going to have to make sure they can get all of this to work. They're going to play off their basket. No, sorry, we're doing green first. So we'll get rid of the half basket because it's not going to help us with anything. We'll also move these down just because we know that they've all been played. And we're going to play a basket. And now the question is, what are we going to take? What are we going to do? We know that a lot of these purples are going to help us, and we don't really need to play all of them, but we do ideally want 2 oranges. So if we could get an orange down here, we don't want to cover the rats, then that could work really well in our favour, because if we can get 2 oranges, that does give us a 4 points or more family. The green we've sacrificed now. We know that that's not happening. The blue we're sacrificing. The purple is okay. We can take the treasures to fill some of these spaces. So I think that this one over here, this is going to cost us 5 fish, and this is going to be the ultimate option for us to start with, because that is going to give us the 3 oranges, and then the Oshaks can give us the 4th if we need it. Back over to our purple player. They're going to sacrifice off the basket just to get it out of the way, and they're looking, and what do they want? They really need that blue cat. That blue cat is exactly what they need. Without this blue cat, they cannot create that family of 3, which they want, and they then will take the Oshaks to do another green and Oshaks to do the other purple, so that's going to work nicely for them. Back to our green player, and now's the time. Now is the time for them to strike, and they are looking at what is my option? What is the best way to do this? They know they're first. That means that they're going to get first choice of the common treasures, and they know the common treasures they want. So what they're going to do is they are going to take a purple cat. Oh, but they've got to fill this. They've got to fill this, and that is risky. This would be the ideal piece to put here, but then how do we get across? How do we do that? So if we take this purple cat, let's say we're going to spend 3 fish on that. That's going to give us 2 fish change. That card's going to go. I think that we put it over here. We have to put this one over here. That's going to help us fill in this space. And then it's going to come back over, and we're going to then play our fish gaining card to gain fish to try and help us get over that little hurdle. Back to our other player. They've now got 7 fish, and they're looking for, I think it's just 1 more cat, right? We've got 2. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, so 1 more cat. What's it going to be? We could try and take a red cat and try and fill up some of this room up here. We do need to cover rats. We're going to take an Oshax for this, an Oshax for this, then treasures over here. But if we can fill this room, it would be fantastic news. This red cat feels like it would be great, but it doesn't quite work. The other red cat, it's okay. It's not great, but it is okay. If we can get one of these treasures, then we can probably still make it work. So that would then bring that to a family of 4, which would help. I don't think there's any help in the purples. So I think we're going to take that red cat. I think we're going to spend our 5. I think we're going to flip this over, and then we're going to go over here for the red. We've got so much treasure that we can place out that hopefully that's going to work as long as we can fill that space. But is that too risky? There's only 2 of those left. There's 2 of those and 1 of those. If we placed it the other way round, then yes, we're filling less spaces, but it gives us the opportunity for the 2 or the 3. Then we do need a corner, but there's plenty of those. I think that's a safer bet. I think that that's the right option. We are coming back to our green player. They're now going to play their fish card, gain 1 fish for each colour of the chosen. We're going to do purple. We're going to gain 5 fish for that. So we've got 7 fish. So we could take 2 purples. We know that the other player doesn't have fish. So we kind of feel like we could take 2 purples. Oh my goodness, that really could be good. That could actually work quite nicely for us. So let's take this one first. This one is going to cost us 3 fish. We're going to put it in there, discard off the card. We are going to get 2 change, and then we're going to come back and we're going to look back to the other player. They're passing. They're done with rescuing. Back to us. 4 fish, purple. So let's just check 4 or more. We can't afford an orange. We can't afford an orange, so that's fine. We've got fish, first in order, covering rats, filling rooms. So we just need to fill this room. So I think that for now, our best option really is just to take another purple cat. I think we spend the 3 fish. And now I'm starting to think that the green player has got a commanding lead. I'm really not sure how this is going to play out. I really am not sure. So their goal is to get a treasure to fill that space, get an Oshax that's going to bring them up here, and then a treasure that's going to fill this space. And if they can do that, they're going to basically play the perfect game. Maybe we can fill this room. I doubt it, but that could work so really, really, really well for them. Okay, so that is the end of the rescuing, and now we're going to move on to rare finds. And the question is, do we play the treasure first, or do we play the Oshax first? And oh my goodness, I've not done my maths properly, have I? I was thinking that we were going to get more treasures than this. This is not enough treasures to fill that room and to cover that. Is there an Oshax that's going to help? Can we fill this 1 square with an Oshax? If we can fill this 1 square with an Oshax, then that's going to help. So we're going to have to go 1 up and 4 across. Is that going to be an option? And we want it to cover this. We want to be touching this. Is there a cat that's going to go across 4 and touch this? There's no way, because we'd have to go across 5. We've botched it up. But saying that, a family of 4 from 3 is only going to give us 3 extra points. This is going to give us 7 points. So actually, maybe we switch to a green, because bringing this into a family of greens would give us 8 points. That is still 1 point extra, and there's definitely going to be cats that can help us with that. Let's go for that Oshax. Let's spend out the Oshax. I think that last minute switch, realizing that I'm just a muppet and I've got it all wrong, is actually going to be the way to go, because that then brings this in. That allows us to bring up a green family, and look how happy they are together. It leaves us with this corner piece, and that, as long as we get one of those 2s, is going to be everything we need. Okay, back to our purple player, and our purple player is thinking, what is it that I'm going to do? I want to make sure that we fill in as much of this space as possible. But first, I do need the blue cat. I need to find a blue cat. I don't know if they've got more Oshax over here. So I do need to find the perfect blue cat for this space, so I know what I've got left to do. And which cat is that? Is there going to be a good Oshax cat there that's really going to work wonderfully for that space? And I don't know. I'm thinking that... it's hard. It's really, really hard. Part of me is thinking that we could go for this one. And the reason I'm thinking this one is that this would fit in here, and that leaves us again with the option for having a 2x1 or a corner piece without any risk. So I think that what we're going to do is we're going to play this. This is then going to give us our 3 blue cats that is going to form up that family. The other Oshaks is going to give us the ability to get that green cat as well, and another common treasure. So back to our green player, they're going to play their treasure card. So now they just want to fill that space and this space. This is going to work out beautifully for them. They've got the exact tiles that they need. They are left. They're coming in that last round. Look how beautiful that is. Finishing off 2 rooms. We've only got 2 rooms we've not covered. This one by design, because we are going to get the extra points for the rat. This one's not going to be great, but we're losing 5 points plus 2 rats is 7 points, but we're going to gain 4 points, so it's only a loss of 3. And I think that that is the most beautiful boat that this player could have hoped for, given how bad things were feeling earlier. Now we're coming back to our purple player, and they know that the green player's got nothing left. So the first thing they're going to want to do is take an Oshaks that's going to help them over here. And we're going to have a quick look. We're going to have a think about what is going to be the option. We do not want to end up with a 1 space. We've got such a limited amount of tiles left that we need a 2x1 over here. We need a corner here, and then we need to have another corner here, which is not going to be great for us because we do need a corner here. So that's 3 corners and a 3x1 or a 2x1, which only leaves us with a 3x1 or a 2x1, which is going to help us fill up 1 space over here. Then we're on to rare treasures, and to be honest, I just don't know if we're going to fill that room. I think that that might be too much of an ask. We can probably fill these 2 and cover those rats. We also need to cover this rat, which is an important step. So I think that's where we're going to end up. Then we can just use a bunch of rare treasures just to try and rack up some points. So coming back to the conversation at hand, which of the Oshaks are we going to take? And I'm sure that there's possibly a better decision than this, but I feel like right now I also want to make sure that we cover that just for the extra thing. I'm going to stick this one in here. I don't think that that's the best optimal move, but I think that that is the move that's just going to work well for us based on the situation. Sure, maybe we could have filled the spaces, and now we are basically saying there is no way we can do it, but look how many treasure cards that we've saved. Oh my goodness, we have saved so many, and we are going to spend a fish with this one to give us the ability to take any 2 common treasures, and we're just going to quickly start filling in those gaps. So we're going to put 1 over here. We're going to put a corner piece down here just to help us fill in this space. We're going to play another one of these, and then we're going to take the other 2 corner pieces that we've got left, and, well, are we? Because we do want to, oh my goodness, this is a bit tricky because we need to cover that. How are we going to cover that rat? Oh, I had not overly well thought about this situation, had I? Oh boy. Okay. This piece is too big. This piece could come in, but I just don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's going to work. So what we probably should do instead is just, instead of placing this one here, we should have placed this one here. And that means that instead of playing this card, we should have played this card. And that's okay. We can do that. That's fine. No one's watching. It's absolutely fine. And then that is going to give us the opportunity to play a rare treasure card. And we are going to take this rare treasure and we're going to put this one up here. Then that's going to give us the opportunity to once again play this card with the fish that we spent. That's going to give us the opportunity to put this one into here, and it's going to give us the opportunity to put this one into here. And now we just, oh my goodness, I forgot we needed to cover the rats. Oh, disaster. 10 points error. 10-point error. Oh my goodness, and there's nothing I can do about it now. There's nothing I can do about that now. We've got 1 rat we cannot cover. We'll use the last one of these just to take another rare treasure to put it on our boat. But what a disaster. What an absolute disaster that is. That is 11 points lost because of that decision. But that's how it goes. The game has ended, and now we move on to final scoring. Place your bets, folks. Who's going to win, purple or green? Purple was so far ahead, and I was confident it was going to be purple, but we did slip up on that final hurdle. That is hugely painful. We probably could have filled this room. I wasn't too worried, but I didn't think about the rats. I did not think about the rats. Okay, let's add up our points. As always, I'm going to do it off the edge of the screen. So we're going to see blue families. So we do have a family for our purple of 8. For the green player, we've got a family of 3 as well. Let's look at green families. Over here, we've got a family of 3. Over here, we've got a family of 5, which is going to be 15 points. Coming to orange, we've got a family of 3 down here. Up here, we do not have any purple families. We've got a family of 3, that's 8 points. Down here, we've got a family of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is going to be 25 points. Then we're coming to our reds. Down here, we've got nothing for reds. Up here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, which is going to be 11 points. Now, rare treasures. We managed to get 3 rare treasures at the end, which is going to be an extra 9 points. So maybe that kind of balances out that horrible error we made. Down here, we've got absolutely nothing. Then we're going to come into lessons. So we do have our 5 fish over here. So I'm just going to spend that 5 fish, tick this one off, and say that's going to be 7 points down here for our green player. 12 points if both captain's rooms are full. That is looking absolutely fantastic. 2 points per visible rat. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's going to be 18 points. I will write in the -9 points now, just to make sure that we don't forget them and have to recount them. 7 points for being first in turn order. That has also come in. 9 points if you've got exactly 5 purples. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! I forgot I got greedy in the last turn with all of the extra cats. And we took an extra one. We took 2 extras. I mean, oh my goodness, the disaster. This balances out the other error. You are seeing me falling to pieces in stupidity over here. Oh my goodness, what an utter disaster. And then 4 points for this card here. The battle is back on. I think that purple might have switched this back up. And whilst we're over here, we'll look at our rooms. We've got 2 rooms that we've not filled in. So that's going to be -10 points. Okay, let's come over to our purple player. I'm just going to grab those lesson cards. And we have got, firstly, 1 point per lesson card. We have got 6 lesson cards over here. 10 points for no visible rats, and that was a disaster. 9 points for exactly 5, which they did manage to achieve the 5 greens. 7 points for 3 permanent baskets that they did achieve. 10 points for exactly 15 cats. I am hoping we got this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That is a big 10 points. And score your 3rd largest family twice. That is going to be another 8 points. Let's look at our rats. We've got 1 rat we didn't cover. That's -1 points. And then looking at our rooms, we've got 2 rooms that we didn't fill. That is going to be -10. And my goodness, I feel like this is going to be close. I really don't know who's going to win. I was confident it was purple, then we slipped up, then I was confident it was green, then we slipped up. Both players have done a fantastic job of filling in their boats, and let's add it up. Let's see who's going to be the winner. Okay, so purple, we've got 8, 23, 31, 42, 51, 57, 66, 74, 84, 92, 91, 81 points for our purple player. 81 points. And back to our green player. 8, 16, 24, 49, 56, 58, 68, 78, 86, 93, 97, 88, 78 points. It was 81 versus 78. The purple player wins it by just 3 points. And sure, both players slipped up. We had the rat issue over here costing 10 points. We had the purple issue over here costing 9 points. But even if those errors hadn't have happened, the difference still would have been the purple player winning, but just by 1 extra point. Oh my goodness, that was a close battle. I did not expect green to come back. I was so confident purple was going to win, but most importantly, purple did win, and that's the colour we wanted to win. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed this playthrough. If you've got any comments or questions, feel free to ask them in the comments section below. And otherwise, until next time, keep on adventuring.